recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to EHCTV. I'm Abby Hathorn.
And I'm Khalil King. Welcome back to the show. Abby, I just want to thank you for coming out to my very first rugby game last Saturday. You know, I didn't know if any fans would be there, especially with the competition of the football team and it being homecoming. So thank you. It was great to have someone screaming my name.
Yeah, it was great to see you. I know you made like a really big run, and you actually, for your first game, it was impressive. So I'm proud of you. Yeah. It was good.
It was nice. I know you left and you didn't see that. The camera also didn't see that, so I guess I outran the camera. But
just that fast.
It was a fun game.
So who do you have on set with you today?
I have Eli Worth-Jones, a senior on the equestrian team, also homecoming king. So it's going to be a juicy interview I'm looking forward to. Who do you have on set today?
I have a fellow senior, Daniel Sharsick, talking about how the Lambs fraternity is actually in its 90th anniversary, which is kind of cool. So, after Pledge Week, just kind of talking about just how everything's going in Greek life, I guess. So
nice. Well, we'll now pass it over to Will Seidel with the news.
Hello, I'm Will Seidel bringing you today's news update. The 33rd annual Emory and Henry College Arts and Crafts Fair will be held October 26th through the 28th, Thursday and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. The Arts and Crafts Fair is free of charge. The fair will be held in the Mason Fellowship Hall in the Memorial Chapel. More than 45 vendors sell handcrafted items including jewelry, pottery, paintings, fabric, and much more. The fair is sponsored by the College Community Club, and proceeds go to E&H scholarships, grants for special projects, and assistance with the maintenance of the historic Tobias Smith cabin. Important announcement. Due to the Thanksgiving holidays that will be coming up sooner than you realize, the business office will not be processing routine checks the week of Thanksgiving, November 20th to the 24th. If you have a payment that must be completed that week, please contact Sherry Lowry at extension number 6114 or Teresa Landis at extension number 6814 by Monday, November 13th, 2017 to make appropriate arrangements. You might be familiar with the E&H replica cars that are on sale. If that's the case, then hurry and get one before they are sold out. Don't miss your chance to pick up one at the Arts and Crafts Fair, as they will be on sale there. This will be a great gift and collector's item for an E&H fanatic. Also, congratulations to all the pledges, now brothers and sisters, for making it through Pledge Week. How nice it must finally be to be able to sleep again, and to know that you don't have to clean shave anymore. That's all the news I got for you today. Please contact me at waseidel16@ehc.edu or tweet me at thelastwill10 if you have any news or information you'd like for me to share. For the news update, I'm Will Seidel.
Hello and welcome to this feature interview. I'm Abby Hathorn. On set with me today, I have a fellow senior, Daniel Sharsick, to talk about the Beta Lambda Zeta fraternity and its 90th anniversary. Welcome to the set.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So when did you pledge to your fraternity?
Oh, I pledged almost 2 years ago, back in spring of 2016.
So what made you choose the Lambs over all the other options? Like, did you go to different rush dinners and things like that, or did you just go to that one?
I did. I went to a bunch of different rush dinners, but I remember my freshman year, I watched a couple of the brothers I'm really good friends with pledge, and I remember just looking at them and being like, man, I want to be able to be a part of their fraternity and everything. So I went to a bunch of different rush dinners, thinking that it might change my mind, but I kind of knew where I wanted to go from the beginning.
Yeah. And how does, like, over your 2 years of being in the fraternity, how has, like, things changed, or how do you feel about it now, like, kind of being a little older in it?
Well, I mean, the honeymoon stage definitely came to an end, but the love that I have for this fraternity never did. Like, it definitely changes. Like, you're a family, you're going to get in some squabbles, but at the end of the day, you still love each other.
Right. And I know that y'all just took some new pledges. So how did that go? Was it, did you get who you wanted and things like that?
We did. I actually got my little this past week, and he's a good guy, all the way from England. So, and the other two did really well. I'm really happy to be able to call them my brothers now.
Yeah. And so I know it's y'all's 90th anniversary, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. It's almost my sorority's 90th anniversary as well. So how does it feel, kind of like being a part of something that's been at Emory for 90 years?
It feels amazing to be like that ingrained in Emory culture and everything. Like, we had our big celebration this past Friday, and I got to meet alumni from that pledge back in the 60s, and like just hear all the stories that they had about the fraternity. It was absolutely incredible.
So what, like when you're looking back, we're about to graduate and you're going, okay, I'm not going to have, this family like there with me every day anymore, but like deep down inside, they're still going to be around, obviously. So.
Yeah. I mean, the real world is coming up real fast, and that can be a little scary, but I know the fraternity is always going to be there for me. Like, I still talk to alumni that graduated the past couple years, and I might actually end up working with one of them. So, although I may not be at Emory, the fraternity is never too far away.
Right. And so, like, as you're kind of thinking and looking back, and you got your little and all these things, how do you feel like that, the person that you're supposed to, like, be the big four is, going to be across the country, like, a year for, like, way across, like, across the world a year from now, so.
I think he's going to be all right. I mean, he's going to carry, like, the values that he's going to get from the Lambs. He's going to take it back with him to England, and all his friends back there are going to be like, whoa, man, what happened in America? And he's going to be like, well, I became a Lamb, and it's going to show.
Yeah. So what do the Lambs stand for? Like, ours is like beauty, love, and courage. What is kind of like what y'all stand for?
We're brotherhood, love, loyalty, and zeal, and like we really value the brotherhood that we build here at this campus. Like, love and loyalty and brotherhood are all synonymous pretty much with each other, and those are all things that we really value. So.
What made you want to go Greek at Emory? Like, did you know coming here that was something that you wanted to be a part of, or was it something that you were totally against?
Well, I actually came to Emory on the sole reason of playing soccer here. Like, I got recruited to play soccer here, and after my freshman year of playing soccer, like, I loved all the guys on the soccer team, but I felt like I kind of wanted to be a part of something more. And I got to know the Lambs really well, and they ended up being my family. So.
And I know that y'all's advisor is actually an old Lamb. How is that having like that connection also?
It's actually really good because, I mean, he's already been through pretty much everything we've been through, so he understands like how Pledge Week works, how like just our daily lives are being a brother. So he's in the best position to be able to advise us and help us go forward with the fraternity.
Now, even though Pledge Week's over, people are still trying to think about, everybody's always thinking about going Greek. We have a next semester coming up. What's some advice that maybe you would give to people that are skeptical about rushing or even joining a Greek life?
I mean, you never know unless you try. Like, there's a reason people are always telling others to, like, hey, go out and rush, like, try and see if you can find a family, because there's really nothing else like it in the world than being a part of a Greek group. But it doesn't matter where you go. Like, if you've got good friends in one group, but you decide to be a part of a different group, like, that's okay. You found your family, and it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah, something that we joke about, obviously, in Greek life is Greek unity. Like, we're friends with people in different groups all over campus, and as a Lamb, do you feel like you tend to go more towards that group that you're brothers with, or do you see yourself hanging out with like a big group of people as well?
I do hang out with a rather big group of people. Like, I've got a ton of duck friends, I have 5 friends, like just every group. And I mean, and I think this is true for everybody. Like, at the end of the day, your brothers are your brothers. That is the support system you can always rely on, but you also have friends in other groups.
Right. And how do you feel like, as you're looking back and you're kind of thinking about as you're graduating, if you like ever had kids and you're coming back to Emory, would you like encourage them to go Lambs, or would you like say go find your place? Because a lot of our alumni talk about, I want my girl to be a K5, but how does that work with y'all?
I mean, I would be extremely proud if my son were to go Lamb, but I mean, if he finds his Greek family or just any family here on campus, then I'd just be happy he found his family.
So whenever you came to Emory, and you obviously came here to play soccer, and now you're playing rugby, how in the world did that happen?
Played soccer the past 3 years, and it just didn't end up working out for me. Playing rugby now my senior year, and I'm having a blast doing it. So.
And how are you doing as far as getting ready to graduate and move on? Are you nervous? Are you skeptical? Or how are those feelings?
I'm a little nervous just because there isn't a whole like future plan set in stone type thing yet, but at the same time, I'm kind of ready for the next step. I mean, I'm pretty sure like all seniors kind of feel the same way. Like, we've been here 4 years now. We're kind of feeling old, but we're still young, and we're kind of ready to make our way in the world.
Yeah. And kind of like going towards the end of the interview, maybe what's your favorite thing about being a Lamb? Like, when you think about it, like, what is it? How does that make you feel?
Well, the thing that I'm most excited about being a Lamb is that it doesn't matter if I'm going to be back here in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. Like, the core principles that we have as old Lambs, I'm going to be able to like come back and see the current brothers and know that they're the exact type of people that I'd still like to hang out with. Yeah. So.
And we just had homecoming, obviously, and you get to see so many alumni. It's kind of crazy. Like, we had alumni that came back that pledged in the 60s, as you were talking about. How is it getting to see, even though you've been in the fraternity for a couple of years, and you have all these alumni come back and they're still excited, they're still like happy to be a part of this brotherhood? How does that feel?
It It's really encouraging because, I mean, like, I was meeting people in their 80s and they still spoke with such love for the fraternity and everything. And just knowing that I don't have to worry about my love for this fraternity ever, like, kind of dying out because, like, if I have all these 80-year-old guys telling me stories and how much they love this fraternity, I'm pretty sure I'll still be the same way.
Yeah. And for my last question, how would you describe the Lambs in one word?
Ooh, that's a hard one.
Yeah. Because it can be any
Oh,
adjective.
actually, no, it's easier than I thought. Gentlemen.
Gentlemen,
There
yeah,
you
I would
go.
agree with that. I love you guys. But thanks so much for joining me on the set today, and
Thank you for having
good luck
me.
in your senior year.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to toss it to this week's sports update.
Hi, I'm Evan Underwood with this week's sports update. The Emory and Henry football team played Bridgewater. The Wasps battled all day long, and the Wasps had to play without their fifth-year quarterback, Kevin Saxon. Despite a great performance, the Wasps fell to the Eagles 31-23. The men's soccer team played 2 games last week, losing both to them, Washington and Lee, and to Hampton and Sydney. The women's soccer team also played 2 games and lost both games. The volleyball team played multiple games on Tuesday. The ladies played West Virginia Tech, and lost 3 games to none. In the match on Friday, the ladies played Virginia Wesleyan and fell 3 games to none. The men and women's cross-country teams prepare this week for the ODAC championship races as they prepare to bring home a championship. For this week's sports update, I'm Evan Underwood.
King, and this is your sports interview. Today we have on the set with us Eli Worth-Jones, a senior from the equestrian team. Eli, delighted to have you on the set today, brother.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So you guys opened up the season this year at Virginia Tech, placing 3 out of 5 in this tournament. Can you kind of tell me the divisional leverage with the equestrian team and how that kind of differs from the other sports on campus as far as playing higher division teams?
Yeah, so we don't have like D3, D2 kind of deal with equestrians. We go against universities that are much bigger than us. So sometimes that feels like a disadvantage because they obviously have a wider range of riders they can bring in. But we get a lot of support from Emory and Henry College to help out our equestrian team, and we have some magnificent coaches. So, you know, we can fight that, and obviously horses are a lot different than humans, so it's a little bit of a different idea.
Yeah, they're kind of, on the same playing field.
Right.
The following match and competition, I know you guys had faced Bridgewater, and one of their riders, was deemed ineligible. So that bumped Bobby, one of the riders, to placing 4th in the tournament. So how does that affect the team overall? Because she was on the lower level training.
Right.
So how that kind of play into the whole.
So that was an IDA show or a dressage show, and we have 4 different riders on the team. And we have intro level, a lower training, an upper training, and a first level. And each one of those riders competes and does a test. And however they place, their points go towards the team points. So it doesn't matter if you're an intro level rider, your points are just as important as the first level rider's points. So that actually made a huge difference. It bumped us up from 3rd in that show up to 2nd because of that. So it was actually a very big deal for us. It gave us more points as a team, so hopefully we can end up coming out with the region win at the end of the year and go on to nationals.
Nice. You guys have gone on to nationals. I guess since my freshman year here, has it been consecutively winning for about 4 years now?
We didn't win this past year, but before that we won for 3 years, 2 of which were here at Emory and Henry College, and the previous one was at Virginia Intermont College. So yeah, we've been having pretty good success in dressage the past couple of years.
Cool. I'm pretty confused on this, but I know you guys have 2 kind of teams. You have the IDA and you have the IHSA. Can you kind of explain to me are those the different training levels, or how does one make that change?
Yeah, for sure. So there's different disciplines when you're riding a horse. So you might think of like, classic out west riding in a Western saddle versus we ride in English saddles. And we have two different disciplines within English. One is hunt seat, which is what the IHSA team rides. IHSA stands for Intercollegiate Horse Show Association. So that's when we're doing jumping and jumping different courses. We also ride on flat classes, and it's judged off of your position and your ability to use correct position on a horse, which is completely different from dressage. So Intercollegiate Dressage Association, which is what IDA stands for, that is our dressage team. So that's all based on the flat. We don't jump anything. And you go into the ring and you have a set pattern that you have to complete. And you're judged on how well you perform that pattern and each element of that pattern. So kind of like if you think of horse dancing, or if you've ever seen the Olympics where they're really like prancing and doing really cool stuff, yeah, that's really high level dressage. So we're kind of towards the lower end, but we still do some really cool stuff, some very impressive things that we demonstrate what horses can do. So that's kind of the difference.
Nice. I noticed at Wake Forest, you guys picked up 7 individual wins on the road to a team win. How does it kind of feel to have so many weapons, from the freshman class all the way up to you?
It's huge. It's awesome. A lot of teams, sometimes they have trouble just getting a rider in each division, and we definitely don't have that problem. We can bring, a lot of riders from a lot of different divisions, and that's a huge deal. It gives our coach the ability to, maybe someone's having a rough week, and maybe they shouldn't be selected as the point rider, which is the rider that if whatever placing they get is how many points the team gets. So we might have like 3 riders in novice level, but only one of those riders is their points going to go to the team and then hopefully accumulate to a team win. So it gives her a lot of flexibility, and it's really cool. As a co-manager of the team, I've gotten to sit next to her, Coach Heather, when she's making those decisions, and it's sometimes pretty tough because we have a lot of really good riders, and we're really blessed by that.
What do you think contributes to having all these good riders and overall the success? Because this has been a very successful program. You think it's just the luck of coach recruiting stars, or once you get into the program, what is kind of able to shape you into?
I think it's a little bit of both. We've definitely been incredibly lucky to have some great riders come to Emory-Henry College, and they come into the school as really good riders. But everyone has room for improvement, and we have outstanding coaches. Heather and Lisa. Heather is coach of IHSA and Lisa is of IDA. They are just magnificent. And if you really want to put your heart into riding horses, and you can really go somewhere. People have graduated and gone on to ride professionally out of Emory-Henry and out of Virginia Intermont College. So I really think it's our coaching staff. If you listen to them, you work hard, you're going to be successful, and you're going to help the team be successful. So we're really blessed by that.
Sweet. It's always good to hear about the team, but focusing more so on you, I have a great picture of you right here, looking all spiffy, dressed up, next to this beautiful horse with all of these ribbons. Can you kind of tell me what was this about? I know you were also nominated for WASP Athlete of the Week, so kind of tell me what this is all about.
Yeah, so I had a really successful weekend. I actually won every class I was in, which was very exciting for me. I was pretty excited about that. So there's a lot of blues in there. So on Saturday, I won my novice flat and my novice jumping class, which for getting first place, you get 7 points, and it goes down from there. So they gave me 14 points, which gave me the high point rider, which is the larger ribbon in that. So it's just a nice little thing to throw on top. And then on Sunday, I just jumped actually on that horse. His name was Eagle. He's from App State. Great horse. And won my class there. So it was a great thing. I've wanted a perfect weekend since freshman year, since I started showing, to win every class I'm in, and I got it this weekend, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Nice, man.
I got some great draws on some great horses, so I was really honored to have that.
Speaking of honor to have that, it's homecoming weekend. It's your senior year, and you get homecoming king. Can you kind of tell me, were you expecting it, and what were the feelings, in this moment?
I was not expecting it. I didn't even think, I was like, should I even show up on Friday? Because I had practiced right before then. I threw back on jeans. I didn't even put on anything nice, and ran to the King Center and was late and everything else. And I was like, Angela, I'm so sorry. She's like, no, it's fine. We're just happy to have you here. And walked out there on the court. Didn't expect it at all. I was like, there's some great guys in this lineup. Fashil, for one, he's awesome. And then I was standing there talking to Madeline Earl, who's one of my good friends, who is standing in for Scott McCoy. And they're like, Eli Worth Jones. And I just stopped and looked, and I was like, BG, is that me? Because BG's one of my good friends, and he's like, yeah, dude, come on, get up here. And so I was totally dumbfounded. So it was pretty exciting. I did not expect that at all. So it was a huge honor.
Yeah, you may not have expected it, but I knew that you were one of the guys that deserved it. I mean, you're a guy that's in the honors program. You're a Bonner scholar. You're involved with Equestrian. We also, doing these. There seems to be a big, bright future for you. Can you kind of tell me about what you want to do after college?
Yeah, I'm excited about the future. I've got a lot of open doors that I think I've put a lot of effort into opening, and now it's just hard to pick one. Right now, I'm actually applying to Las Vegas Fire Department, and I'm one of 85 applicants left. So they're looking to hire about 70 of those over the next year. So I'm hopeful there. But if that doesn't work out, I've got a lot of open doors in the fire and EMS community, looking at maybe military, and then also equestrian. I'm not totally leaving it behind when I graduate. So there's a lot of open doors. I'm really excited about pursuing them.
Sweet. Well, Eli, thank you so much for coming out on set. I wish you the best of luck with your future.
Thanks, man.
Definitely see it being bright.
Thanks,
and
Lou.
thank you guys for watching. This has been your week's update. I will now pass it over to Evan Underwood. I will now pass it over to the ramp.
You know what really grinds my gears to the point that it, grinds my gears? Well, I'll tell you. Listen up, freshmen. I know not all of you do it, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's happened multiple times to me on campus, and that is every time I introduce myself to a freshman, whether it's a boy or a girl, they laugh while they answer. No, I'm not kidding. They really laugh when they answer me. Why is saying, hello, I'm Will Seidel, make you giggle is beyond me. But here's a tip from the stand-up comedian. Stop. It's annoying, it's not cool, it's lame, don't do it. Just please answer me with a hello, my name is whatever, without any laughter. Now, you're probably thinking, I bet you did the same thing when you were a freshman. And you know what? You're probably right. But I'll promise you this. If a time machine is built, I will go back in time and punch my freshman self in the face. I'm Will Seidel, and this was my rant.
Of EHCTV's Tweet, Pray, Love. Every week I get on Twitter and post a hashtag topic, and it's up to you, the Emory and Henry community, to come up with some fun material for me to use on the show. With the help of the lovely Peanut Gallery, we plan to bring your opinions to the forefront of fame. And yes, that means local TV. This week's topic, in honor of the drastic change in weather, from sunshine to rain to a chance of snow tomorrow, was EHCTV weather. I described Virginia's weather, and this is what they said. Abby Hacklin said, what is up with this cold snap? I'm not dressed for this.
No, sir.
He said, LOL, what even is the Four Seasons?
Yep, for real.
Cindy French said, it's Christmas in the morning, 4th of July in the afternoon.
Oh my gosh,
Facts.
it's so true.
Will Seidel said, it's a hoodie in the morning and a regret it in the afternoon type of weather, LOL. Livy Martis said, much like a relationship, happy and bright, but quickly turns cold and bitter.
Oh my God, yes.
What a
Lastly,
relationship.
Skylar Hill said, we'll have you thinking it's the holiday season, but really Mother Nature is just about to hit you in the face with some heat.
Yes.
That's all I have for you today on Tweet, Pray, Love. I'm Maddie Gillespie.
So that was a really cool interview. Nice to have the homecoming king in the studio today.
Oh yeah, what an impressive guy. Now, I noticed something, once I stopped interviewing my former teammates, you interviewed my new teammate on the rugby team, so I don't know what that's about, but I'm glad to have teammates around me.
Oh yeah, Sharky's a good friend of mine, and I'm always there to support the rugby team. But y'all are doing good. I'm proud of you. But yeah, it's really cool, and I'm not ready for this weather, as Maddie was talking about. I'm not okay with the cold weather.
I'm from Alabama, but with the gear I got, I've been ready to pop this winter clothes out, so I'm actually ready for it. So looking forward to it.
Well, thanks so much for joining us on this week's EHCTV. I'm Abby Hathorn.
And I'm Khalil King. Make sure to join us next week.